There was a man in his early 70s who thought his body had never warned him about anything. No pain, no injury, no clear sign that something was wrong. Until one day, he looked back and realized something unsettling. The warning had been there, not once, but many times. Small moments, easy to ignore. Standing up a little slower, getting tired a little earlier, feeling just a bit less stable. Nothing serious, nothing urgent, but all of it was trying to tell him something. And what he didn't realize was this: his body had been speaking to him for years. He just never learned how to listen. The body rarely stops working without saying something first. Not loudly, not suddenly, but quietly, through small changes that happen during ordinary moments. Moments so familiar, most people don't even notice them. Like waking up in the morning, sitting at the edge of the bed, feeling just a little slower than before. Not painful, not alarming, just slower. That morning, the man walked toward the window and pulled the curtain aside, letting the sunlight fall across the room. He stood there for a moment, feeling the light on his face, noticing how long it took for his body to feel fully awake. Years ago, he would open the curtains and feel ready almost immediately. Now, there was a pause, a quiet delay. Nothing serious, just different. Later that day, he sat in his chair, holding a newspaper in his hands, trying to read the morning headlines. But after a few minutes, he noticed something small. His attention drifted, not completely gone, just slightly unfocused. He lowered the paper, looked out the window again, watching clouds move slowly across the sky. At the time, he didn't think much about it. Everyone has slow mornings, he told himself. Everyone gets distracted sometimes. That afternoon, he decided to take a short walk, the same route he had followed for years. Nothing far, just down the street, past the familiar houses, toward the small park nearby. As he walked, he noticed something subtle. His pace had changed. Not dramatically, just slightly slower than he remembered. Not because he was tired, not because he felt weak, just less steady than before. He paused near the corner, resting his hands gently at his sides, watching a couple pass by. They moved with ease, their steps smooth and confident. And for a brief moment, he wondered, when did my steps begin to feel different? But the thought passed quickly, like most small signals do. Ignored, dismissed, forgotten. That evening, he sat quietly in his chair again, television playing softly in the background. Not really watching, just listening to the sound, while his mind drifted elsewhere, thinking about nothing in particular. Looking back now, he would later realize something unsettling. None of those moments felt serious. Not one of them demanded attention. But together, they were already forming a message. One small signal after another. Quiet, subtle, easy to overlook, but never meaningless. The man who believed his body had never warned him began remembering small moments he once ignored. Not big events, just ordinary pieces of the day, like the afternoons when he sat in his chair, television playing quietly in front of him. He wasn't always watching. Sometimes he just stared at the screen without really following what was happening. His attention drifted. His body felt heavier, even though he had not done much that day. At the time, He blamed age, thought it was natural. But later, he started noticing a pattern. After sitting too long, his body felt slower to respond. Standing up felt delayed, not painful, just less smooth than before. One morning, he woke up, walked toward the window, and opened the curtains like always. Sunlight filled the room, spreading slowly across the floor. He stood there, feeling the warmth on his face. But instead of moving right away, he remained still, listening, not to sound, but to sensation. He noticed stiffness, not sharp, just present. That same day, he decided to take a short walk. Nothing unusual, just a familiar path near his home. At first, his steps felt ordinary, but after a few minutes, he sensed something subtle. His breathing changed sooner than expected. Not heavy, just earlier than before. And that moment felt different. Not frightening, just revealing. He realized something simple, yet uncomfortable. These signals had been there before, many times, but he had never paused long enough to notice them clearly. So from that day forward, he began paying attention. Not obsessively, just gently, like listening to a quiet voice that had always been speaking. Ignoring small signals rarely causes immediate trouble. That's what makes it so easy to continue ignoring them, because nothing dramatic happens. Right away, days pass, weeks pass, life continues, and the body adapts to whatever patterns are repeated. The man began noticing how often he remained seated for long periods. Television in front of him, phone resting nearby, hours passing without movement. At first, it felt comfortable, restful, but over time, that comfort turned into stiffness. Not sharp pain, just resistance. When trying to move again, one afternoon, he reached for his phone, scrolling through messages, barely noticing how long he stayed still. Minutes became an hour, then longer. When he finally stood up, he paused, waiting for his legs to feel steady again. That delay was not subtle. It had been building quietly over months. Later that week, he met a group of neighbors, walking together in the park. Some of them moved easily, laughing as they walked. Others moved more carefully, but they kept moving, step after step. That moment stayed with him, because he realized movement wasn't just exercise, it was information, a way for the body to stay responsive. Without movement, signals grow weaker, slower, harder to interpret, and when signals fade, the body adjusts to doing less until less becomes normal. Learning to recognize signals doesn't require complicated routines. It begins with noticing ordinary moments, like sitting quietly with a book in your hands, reading a few lines, then pausing. Not because you are distracted, but because your body feels different. Maybe your shoulders feel tense. Maybe your breathing feels shallow. These are not problems, they are messages, simple ones, that ask for attention. Some mornings, the man began starting his day differently. Instead of turning on the television immediately, he opened the curtains first, letting sunlight enter the room. He stood there for a few extra seconds, feeling the warmth, letting his body adjust slowly. Later, he added short walks into his day. Not long ones, not difficult ones, just steady movement along the same familiar paths, sometimes alone, sometimes with others. Other days, he joined a small yoga group, moving carefully, following gentle instructions. At first, his movements felt stiff, uncertain, but over time, they became smoother, more natural, not perfect, just better than before. And what surprised him most was how quickly awareness changed things. Not overnight, but gradually. Step by step, movement by movement, signal by signal. The idea that the body fails without warning is rarely true. Most of the time, the signals were already there. Quiet, repeated, easy to overlook. Like mornings that feel slightly heavier, afternoons that feel shorter than before, evenings that feel more tiring, without clear reason. These are not accidents, they are patterns, messages repeated until they are either heard or ignored. The man who once believed his body had never warned him eventually understood something different. The warnings had been present for years, while sitting quietly, watching television, while standing at the window, looking out at the changing sky, while walking slowly along familiar streets. Each moment, a signal, not demanding attention, but offering information. And once he began listening, something changed, not dramatically, but steadily. His mornings felt clearer. His walks felt more confident. His evenings felt calmer. Not because his body became younger, but because his awareness became stronger. Because in the end, health is rarely protected. By reacting late, it is protected. By noticing early. By listening before discomfort becomes difficulty. Before difficulty becomes limitation. And sometimes, the difference between staying capable and slowly declining begins with one simple habit: paying attention to what your body has been telling you all along.